Hello and welcome to episode number 62 of Supercalifragilistic. My name is Christian Rauchenwald and today we're going to talk about how providing value will actually help you with your business. Before we get to that, as always, a quick shout out to everybody who tunes in for the first time. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content so you don't miss future videos, and also to join my Facebook group. Usually on YouTube you find the link to it in the first comment below. If you're already on Facebook, well, you probably watched this video on my Facebook page, so you just go to groups. And if you are listening to this at a podcast, you will find the link in the podcast episode description. That said, now let's talk about providing value. I noticed that so I'm promoting ClickFunnels and some other things a lot lately because I really truly believe in it. And I noticed that a lot of successful affiliates mention, all they do is provide value. All they do is provide value. But what does it actually mean? Because that advice comes with a huge downside, because everybody believes all they have to do is to comment and be active in group. And well, that's actually the core of it. So you go to a group where your target audience is active. So if you're promoting ClickFunnels and you want to get affiliates, the ClickFunnels group, entrepreneurs group, internet marketing group, affiliate marketing groups, and so on are a great point to start. And then you provide value. But most people do not understand it, or they just mean it means commenting all the time. And it doesn't mean that. It means for example, I'm looking back at really vast experience in IT, e-commerce, web development, project management, and a lot of other things. So I've really done a lot of stuff. I've learned a lot of stuff. So for me, providing value usually means when there are technical questions and I know the answer to, and it's not something that I would need hours for. So it's like a small tip in the right direction. So I can provide the right tip to help users solve their problems without expecting anything in return. Well, I do not expect anything in return, but what happens automatically is if you help enough people, they remember you, your name within those groups gets a certain value, and if somebody else asks for advice, you are the one they recommend. And then you can always draw the line, what you're willing to do for free, what you're charging for. People check your Facebook profile, you set up your Facebook profile funnel. If you don't know what it is, check out my profile and check out my free group. There it's explained and how you can do that. And suddenly they end up in your group, they end up on your offer, and because you have been providing value, they trust you to a certain extent and they are willing to buy what you promote because you've shown that you know what you're talking about, and so on. But what's not providing value is just going into groups and then providing answers we're not even sure about. Today I've seen I don't know, for sure 3, 4, 5 posts where people who apparently have no clue just wrote the wrong answer. So the question may be is the sky blue, and they write no, it isn't. Because I think it's because they feel everybody says I should provide value, I need to comment in groups. Well, if you have no idea, then either don't comment, so be active in the groups by asking constructive questions, or if you are not sure, start your answer with "as far as I know," or "I'm not certain but," and don't just write "no, the sky is not blue" when you actually have no proof, you're not sure, you just want to put your name out there. Because it does exactly the opposite. It shows people that you have no clue about what you're talking about, and it's not providing value. It gives people a wrong idea. How would you like it when you're seeking for help and people who have no clue start commenting with random bullshit? Sorry, but it is like this. You probably also wouldn't like it. You would prefer those people who know the answer, or at least are fairly certain that they're right, that they provide you with an answer. And if they are not sure, that they mention, well, I'm not sure, in my humble opinion, as far as I know. There's a couple of words that make it clear that that's what you believe, but you're not 100% certain. It may be right, For example, when somebody asks me about advice with, let's say, ActiveCampaign, it's a software I have not been using, but with email autoresponders, it's more or less, you know one, you know them all, more or less as said, So when somebody asks a question about that and I have a general idea what the issue could be, I write "as far as I know," or "you could try." I do not write "the solution is." It makes a huge difference, and providing value is really what works, but it also means you need to understand what it means. I'm gonna provide you with a short backstory here. When I first started, or not when I first started, but at some point with what's it called? My girlfriend back then, we started a company. It was an online store for pet supplies. And we used a German-based e-commerce solution for that, which you guys will not know, so I will not mention the name. And it had its own community, and within that community, because I'm like a web developer or software developer, whatever you want to call it, I coded a lot of stuff for our shop ourselves. Like I made a lot of modifications, adjustments, and so on. And other people were asking how does this work, how does that work, and within the community, when they were asking for minor things like whatever, like how can I change my logo size, how can I do this, how can I do that, I simply, if it was not too much, provided the advice for free. I even created smaller template changes for free just as a hobby, because I enjoyed doing it. I love like learning new, like I haven't done this before, somebody needs it, well, it doesn't take a lot of time by my estimate, so I'm gonna do it, yeah. And that at the point where our relationship broke up, we separated. I left the company to her, and at this point, I was looking for what I can do, and I already had an endless list of people requesting, could you do this, could you do that for me? I mean, it wasn't endless, but it was a very long list, yeah. And because I was providing value for free, obviously a lot of people were willing to take advantage of that, and I provided them with the answer, yes, I can do that for you, but since I'm not running that company anymore, but I'm like doing this now as a business, I cannot do it for free anymore, but it would cost you this and that. And I was charging back then a reasonable hourly rate as to what I considered to be a reasonable hourly rate, what I felt myself I was worth, yeah. And I charged that for them, and some of them said no, they don't have the money, which is okay, and others were happy to pay because I was providing value before. I proved that I can do it, I proved that I'm capable, so they were willing to pay me for those services. And the same applies here when you do affiliate marketing and you want to like provide, or when you want to promote your own course, coaching, offer, product, whatever it is. If you're selling yoga mats and you get active in yoga groups and you show that you actually know about yoga, people will trust your word. And when you then say, I have my own yoga mat and it's better than others, they will believe you. It should also have some advantage over others and not be cheap crap, yeah? But that's the point. You build a reputation. You build the reputation of helping people and of being like the grown-up that is able to admit, okay, I know this, but I don't know that. I'm very good with all the technical stuff. But for example, with writing copy, I myself consider that I still have a lot to learn there. I may not be the worst out there, but I'm for sure far away from being the best or even close to the best, yeah. So I know that, so I do not give people advice when it comes to copywriting unless it's very, very basic stuff like hook, story, offer, epiphany, bridge script, or the simplest solution, how to get this, what you want, without that, the pain you want to avoid, yeah. But I do not go further than that because it's not what I'm good at. Yeah, so I do not try to provide value in an area where most likely if I would try, I would fail and not provide value. But the next comment would be like, oh, that's actually wrong. Yeah. Today I saw one comment where it was about how to have a different background on mobile. Yeah. And some guy provided as a solution trying to provide value, well, simply duplicate your whole area of content and make one for desktop only, one for mobile only, and have different backgrounds. While the solution works, it's like a horrible advice to give because it causes the content to be loaded twice, which from a search engine perspective is never good because like you have the same text twice on the page. But it gets even worse if you have images on the page, like the background images, because both are going to be loaded, which means like, and we're not talking only about the background image, everything is going to be loaded twice. So every person visiting your funnel on a mobile device will have a way worse loading time than before. Your bounce rate, your abandonment rate will increase because people are not patient to wait for 6 or 8 seconds for your page to load. While the real simple solution is, if you are able to provide value and if you know what you're doing in this area, is use custom CSS to, depending on the viewport, meaning like is the device a mobile phone, a tablet, a laptop, or a desktop, to show a different background image. In that case, only one image will be loaded. It will be the fitting one, either for mobile or for desktop, or 1 out of 4, depending on how many viewports you defined, and it will have zero negative impact on your page's performance. Yeah, that's providing value to people. other things are not. In another post, it was asked about like if the One Funnel Away challenge, if somebody signs up for it and then later they get a ClickFunnels account, if the user who signed them up for the One Funnel Away challenge will also get the commission for the ClickFunnels account. Somebody answered no, which is wrong. Yeah, another person went out there and said like, yeah, no, ClickFunnels is transitioning to a cost per acquisition approach, meaning they are getting rid of all the recurring commissions, which is also bullshit. Nowhere ever stated that that is going to happen. And then when asked about it, he simply stated, well, the new affiliate bootcamp and the One Funnel Away challenge are like that there are no commissions on the upsells. Well, you get 100% commission on the main product. Like, what else do you want? Yeah. But then stating in a comment without any proof that they are transitioning to another approach, it's not providing value. It's misleading people, spreading wrong information. Yeah, that will just cause another drama when other affiliates pick that up and then they start asking, I've heard they're gonna, it's like silent post. I don't know what it's called in English, but you know, like when I whisper something in a person's ear and they whisper it to 5 other people and so on until it comes back. And when I say A, I get Z from the last person whispered to me, and the same is here. Somebody writes they are transitioning to a cost per acquisition approach, and then the next affiliate rewrites that somewhere, and suddenly it's like ClickFunnels announced that they're gonna stop all recurring commissions, and then we have another like drama in the group for no reason. It's because people do not understand what it means to provide value. Each of you has a certain strength. Each of you is good at something. Yeah, it may be the technical side, it may be design, it may be copywriting, it may be something totally different. Maybe you're only good in one small specific niche, like maybe you're only good when it's about e-commerce funnels or something. Yeah. But then only answer posts about that, and in other posts when you're not sure, when in doubt, I am not sure, but I believe it is like this. Yeah, as far as I know, in my humble opinion, it's not so hard. It's not rocket science. Ask yourself, I live life following only one simple rule. I treat everybody the way I want to be treated. Means when I comment on something, I also write it in a way how I would be happy to receive the answer. Yeah, like how I would expect to get an answer to it. Do the same. Yeah, when you create a post, ask yourself, what would you thinking somebody else would write a post like that? And when you write comments, then think about like how would you perceive this answer? Like, would it like provide value, or is it basically just useless? Yeah. Of course, there's also times to just joke around and make funny comments or funny posts and all of that. It also belongs in there, but I don't know, like it's like people are looking for serious advice and help within the group. Either you can give it because you know the answer, or you just follow the post because you also want to know the answer. But do not go out there and post when you're not sure about what you're saying, like if it were a fact. Yeah, it's not providing value. It's only gonna make you look like an idiot. Yeah, because you are telling something that's definitely not true, or that somebody else will like 1 or 2 comments below prove you wrong about. And it's not going to help you long term. Yes, people see your name, but not in a good context. They see it as like, thanks for your advice, but you're wrong, and you don't even know it, but you're like so self-confident, whatever. Yeah. So you get my point. It's really, really important to provide value. It's going to grow your business. Yeah. It helped me so many times. My last CTO position I just got because I was proving value or providing value. So people actually within German e-commerce know my name to a certain extent. So that when I then had a meeting with the CEO of a big company, and I met him for the first time, and the second time we met, I got my agreement, and it was verbal, no contracts needed, anything like that. Yeah. Like with no proposal, with no nothing, with simply, okay, I'm gonna work or focus on your company to help you get ahead, and it's gonna cost you this much, plus if you want to see me at the office, you better put a car in front of my house. Yeah. So like stuff like that only works when you provide value, when people know you're good at what you do. Otherwise it doesn't work. Otherwise you have to be, but I have studied here and I have done this and that. Yeah. And providing value will get you very, very far. It's what everybody does. Look at Russell Brunson, look at Grant Cardone, look at everybody that's hugely successful. Why are they so successful? Because they constantly provide value. Yeah, now it's mostly paid value because they're gonna sell their courses. But how do you think they got there? They had like low price courses in the beginning, maybe even some free stuff. They grew a following, and then they went up and learned more and provided more value. Learned more, provided more value. Yeah. So pick the areas you like wanna know about. Learn about them, or like be attentive in the groups and learn about what answers others give. And then you can basically, the next time somebody asks the same questions, you can be the first that gives the right answer instead of just writing some random bullshit that doesn't help anybody. Yeah, that really doesn't help anybody. So that said, yeah, that's pretty much it for today. No action for you needed unless you are not in my, unless you're not in my Facebook group already. The only thing I need to do is join my Facebook group so you get more of my free content, yeah, and to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching this on YouTube, because I want to reach 100 subscribers as soon as possible, and I'm looking for your help there. Like, if my content is valuable to you, it's not going to hurt you to hit that subscribe button, for sure not. Yeah, you're just going to get more of my content, which is more value to you. And that's pretty much it. So have a great morning, lunch, day, noon, afternoon, whatever. Talk to you soon tomorrow with episode number 63, if I'm not mistaken. Till then, bye-bye.